Hey guys, so excited to share day 7 of our 7 days of Christmas wishes with you. It's Liz here from the Power to Pivot podcast, and before we get into the episode, we wanted to share with you a song. Our daughter Mary is here with us tonight singing her Christmas wishes song that she wrote for everyone here. She's performing it for the first time, and we hope you will enjoy. And then we'll get on to the episode. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Power to Pivot podcast. On with the show.
A year gone by in the blink of an eye, while the couples dance under the mistletoe and play around in the fresh fallen snow. We laugh and we sing to every note. We gather around the tree, a pleasant memory. String up the lights with no more fights, just us and the sweeter things in life. Friends everywhere, love is in the air. We're grateful for every moment we spend together, with the music all around us on this fine Christmas Eve. Step outside in the snow and just breathe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached day 7 of our Christmas wishes. I am your co-host, John, with Elizabeth.
Hi, guys.
Aha! See, I told you to take it over. So today's gift, or today's wish for everybody is...
Feelings, song, emotion. I say that like a robot. How funny
I know,
is that?
right? I was going to say, you're saying it very stoic. You're like, feelings.
That was not intended, but it fits, so we're going to keep it.
Yeah, it's been that kind of day. It has.
We're there.
It's been the roller coaster of feelings today. So, why feelings?
So, feelings make you make you human, make you know that you're alive. They give dimension to the human experience. I think it's easy to shove feelings down and pretend like they don't matter and turn them off, but ultimately, at the end of the day, they do, and they're all valid. So,
honestly, I think, even when we talk about the feelings, when we shove them away, it's because we think they're bad.
Yeah, or that we think,
or that we don't need them, and really, you need them,
and we think they have to hurt.
Well, some of them do.
And that's okay.
That's the thing. Some of them do, and that's part of it. That's what they're there for. They're to hurt. They're to show you, hey, this is a bad thing.
Right.
This sucks. This is a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But on the same end, you can't have any of the good stuff without the bad stuff. So as much as something can hurt like hell, that just means that you can have the good out there for it.
Right, and usually when something hurts really bad, it's like a sign that you have a lesson to learn, or something to let go of.
Right.
Either energetically or even physically.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that feeling is there, having that awareness for it, and allowing it to just be there.
Yep.
It makes it a lot easier to let that person, that thing, that energy, whatever it is, go. And the sooner you let that kind of bubble up to the surface,
mm-hmm.
easier to release it, and then you move on, and then, like you said, you get to the good thing,
right?
Or a better. I don't want to say the good thing. It's more like the opposite end of the spectrum. It's a better feeling, an aligned feeling, because I don't know anybody that walks around thinking, hey, I want to feel crappy today. So once you get rid of the not so good stuff, you can find that feeling.
But it depends, though, too. Because feeling crappy is a matter of perspective, really. If you think about it, it's perspective and mindset. So where you can be thinking, I feel like crap. But why do you feel like crap?
Well, no, but... So my point is, once you get to that point where you can pinpoint it and let it go, then you can find the feeling that aligns with who you actually want to show up as.
Right.
And for the most part, like I said, I've never known anybody to walk around going, I want to feel like shit today. Most people don't. I know, I said the S word.
You just dropped our rating from PG to like
PG-13.
I think is that PG-13. You didn't say the F word.
No.
So I don't think we're R-rated at this point.
I don't know. I don't think I need to put this is an explicit content podcast episode.
I honestly feel like we need like one of those little like elf things. It's like, oh, I'm trying to think of what movie that was. No. There was a movie where it was somebody that cursed, and it was like little like people like that went because they did it. And it was hilarious. I don't remember if it was Shrek or if it was some sort of Christmas movie or something like that.
If anybody listening out there knows what the heck he's talking about,
I know. I have like.
Please let us know.
I have a library of about 2,000 movies, and I've watched every one of them, and every one of them can pop in my head at any random time. So
he's not wrong. He's not lying. They do random, very random times.
But he is lying. He is
But how many times do they actually come through and they speak to me at certain times of what needs to be done?
But you know what's funny? So that you bring that up, movies do speak to you. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the universe's way of like bringing the lesson home. Mm-hmm. For me, it's song. I'll wake up with a song in my head.
Me too.
Random. And if I listen to it long enough, the message will hit me. And usually, here's what happens. I'll start bawling my eyes out because that song has a feeling tied to some lesson that I need to learn or something going on in my life. And it usually pops up. Case in point, I woke up the other day with the song Wait For It from Hamilton, which I woke up with like 2 lines from that song in the middle of that song. And as soon as I pushed play on Alexa or asked Alexa to play it.
Because you actually asked her, hey, what song has these words in it?
We had just watched Hamilton a couple days before. And the lines that were in my head when I woke up, I couldn't place it. So literally had to ask Alexa what song it was, found it, played it, and then just literally had a moment where I bawled my eyes out. And I've been listening to that song all week, and every time I listen to it...
That was actually right after the Equality episode, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Because it actually played into that, which was really eerie because it played into it because it was like the day after.
Yep.
Because it was actually one of the songs about the equality.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it played even more and kind of hit home even more because it was that day before we had the equality and then that song hit.
Yeah, so all week I've been listening to that soundtrack. If anybody else has seen or heard or listened to Hamilton.
We normally do listen to that soundtrack, but usually not on Alexa because usually Mary's singing it.
Yeah, Mary's our singer. But so that's how I tend to feel, and I know when my heart is blocked and I need to let it go, whatever that is, I'll put on certain music that I know is going to get that emotion out of me so I can start the energy of what I need to feel out. It'll hit me.
Think about it. A lot of people do that though. That's why they have the phrase "music soothes the savage beast," because even animals, you can do that. But think about how many times, you're getting ready to do something, you're ready to, start exercising, or you are exercising, or you're ready to, go into a meeting, and you're playing, okay, just because we're from Philly and we've been watching all this stuff with the art museum, you play, Eye of the Tiger, and, you get the whole, ready to roll and ready to rock, and you're just, getting into the feeling. You're getting into the feeling of the moment.
So for me, the best day was the day that you caught me before I think I was going on a podcast.
Okay, I have to say this real quick because this is stuck in my head since we just watched Shazam. Hands, lightning, hands. That's I think actually where the Eye of the Tiger thing came from because we were watching that.
Our
From my hands, lightning hands.
So.
Sorry.
If anybody's seen the movie Shazam, you'll know what he's talking about. And if you don't know, watch it. It's great. P.S. We don't get paid for that endorsement. I think I have to say that. We're not. Yeah.
We are not sponsored by DC Comics or anybody relating to DC Comics.
Yeah.
Although, if somebody's out there. Just saying.
For the record, we're not sponsored by anyone, so I'm going to put that out there now. If we ever mention a product or whatever, we're not, unless I otherwise say it, we don't have a sponsor. So, anyway, that said.
Stand independent.
Yeah. So.
Your song.
Oh, right. So, before I'm getting ready to do most things, like teach a class or go on a podcast. I was a guest on a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I'm trying to get in the zone, and the song that I always play is Shake It Off by Florence and the Machine. And that's my song. Like, I will get ready for things because it helps me kind of shake off any noise in my head, any chatter that's like...
See, and I honestly would not have thought that song with you. Because
really?
Because you tend to go toward the Phoenix.
The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy is more of like, it's different. It's a different feeling.
That's true, because it tends to be like you're like, I'm in a really downer, crappy mood. Because it tends to be what I use it for with you, where it's like you're in that downer, crappy mood, and then I play it, and it's like you're like, I'm gonna pick myself up off the floor, and like I'm gonna kick the crap out of whatever's getting me down.
Exactly. So I usually give myself 5 minutes, 5 days, whatever, to feel low. But there comes a point where I'm like, this is not working anymore. And it's time to pivot, to turn this ship around. So that's when the Phoenix usually comes into play. So we would love to know from you, what are your go-to feeling songs? What gets you feeling either?
But not even songs. Because really, like, some people do songs, some people do movies.
Yeah.
Because you figure you get the people, like, it's actually, speaking of, the girls just mentioned about Hallmark movies, and they were laughing about, they all end the same. Right, that's the point. Because they all end the same, because they're a simple movie. You can watch them, you don't have to sit there and think about plot twists and things like that. You can watch a simple movie where you know how it's going to end. It's going to end happy. It's the formula, and you just sit there and you're along for the ride. Yeah. You could be movies, music, art. I mean, how many people get their art out? Get their feelings out on the canvas. Writing. How many people get it out in writing?
Yep.
So there's so many ways you can get things out. Get your feelings out.
Yeah, I encourage you to start with journaling. If you're not sure, just grab a notebook from your nearby store.
Not even that. You can just sit on the computer. I'm actually finding that working pretty well, because you figure I've been writing now all the stuff on the computer.
You can. Personally, for me, there's something, and we could argue this, but there's something to be said about the whole pen paper, like literally physically getting it out. Yeah. But if you're a computer person, that's fine too. If it resonates with you, it's about finding that thing. Yeah. For me, a notebook and pen is.
So this is where we can start the conversation on social media, right? Mm-hmm. What do you do to get your feelings out there?
Yeah. So it's an important conversation. You don't hold on to them. Let yourself feel them. Don't be afraid of them. If you are afraid of them, start with small and work your way up. But
take the baby steps. Yeah,
baby steps. It's about chipping it away, and sooner, hopefully, the more you do it, you're allowing yourself to feel and opening your heart. And it's amazing what you'll find comes back to you when you do open your heart. And you'll almost know. I remember the first time I realized that my heart was actually open, because I would have always thought prior to that it was.
Yep.
You don't realize that it's not until it is. And it's a very...
But there's the case in point. You don't realize how much you feel or how you feel until you have that opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's very powerful.
And that's where it's all good.
So we wish you and yours the peaceful, loving, amazing day. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Whatever it is you celebrate this time of year, we wish you all an amazing time with family, friends, loved ones. The 7 days of Christmas wishes, we wish you light, sweetness.
Oh, it's the pop quiz.
Friendship, equality, integrity.
Clarity.
Clarity.
We just did that one. feeling?
And
You're looking at me going, what's the last one? It's the one that's today.
I was feeling a little lost for a second and lost my train of thought.
It was one of those, we were literally sitting here looking at her going, it's today's. I love you.
So I love you too. So thank you guys so much for coming along on this ride with us here at the Power to Pivot podcast and being part of the March 4th media family.
Are you going to end for tonight? Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, how was I supposed to know? You're like, okay. Now I'm feeling awkward.
We wish you guys a great holiday. Enjoy. And we will talk to you in a couple days. Take care.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.